Hello everyone! As you can see today I'm in my kitchen and welcome to August, which is our foodie month, and today I'm going to be showing you a few of my snack recipes that I really enjoy. So first off we're going to make tortilla chips with a guacamole and salsa dip. So to begin with I'm going to take my wraps here and I'm going to cut them into triangles. So to do that I'm going to cut them in half first, so that we have half a wrap. I've got 2 wraps here, but you can do as many tortilla chips as you like. So we're just going to take that in half. And then what I do then is I take 2 halves of it and I put them together, and then I start cutting my triangles. Like this, so I'm going to cut all these wraps now into triangles. I've already preheated my oven to 180, which is gas 6 if you're using a gas oven. So that is already on behind me and heating up nicely. So you can see here we've got, they come in all different sizes. This is a great thing about using wraps, is no 2 triangles are the same. So I'm just going to cut the rest of mine up for you now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of oil and we're going to pop some on this tray here. This is where our wraps are going to cook. And I've also got a pastry brush because this helps to oil these. Now I've probably got a bit too many, but that's all right. So we're just going to lay some of our wraps on here, our triangles. There's probably more than enough oil that I've already put on this tray to coat these wraps. You don't need a lot of oil because they will become soggy. You want them nice and crisp. So I'm just going to do that, and you want quite a bit of space with them, so you can do these in more than one batch depending on the size of your tray. So they're going to go into my oven now, and they are going to take 2 to 3 minutes. You'll need to keep watching because they do cook very, very quickly. So whilst those are cooking, I am now going to move on to my guacamole dip, which is the first of 2. So what we're going to do here with these, you need 2 avocados for this recipe. And what we're going to do is I'm going to cut them in half. Now there's a big stone inside an avocado, so you can cut down as far as the stone and you go all the way around. And if I've done this well enough, we should be able to twist and it comes off like so. Now to get the stone out, you can usually just push it out with your hand and it comes out. We're going to set that aside. We don't need that now. We're finished with that. And we're going to do the same with our other one. And again, just twist and off it comes nicely and we can take the stone away. So I am just going to get a spoon. And now we're just going to scoop out all the avocado. With these avocados, if you get you want one that's nice and ripe but not too ripe, or bruised as they call it, because if it's bruised it won't taste very nice. And these are really easy to scoop out, and they're lovely and creamy. So I'm just going to mash this. You can do this with a spoon or a fork, whatever is easiest. You're just going to mash your avocado. So this is why we want one that's nice and soft, because if you get one that isn't ripe, it's going to be really difficult to mash it up. And this is a bit messy, but this is the fun. of making your own dip. I love doing this, making my own dips. And this actually doesn't need to, the beauty of making your own dips is they can be as chunky or as smooth as you like. You can actually blend this to make it smooth, but I like mine as a chunkier dip. So that is your avocado. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to check my wraps again because they do cook quite quick. And for now, they're okay. We can leave them in for a bit longer. What I'm going to do with my dip now that I've mashed all my avocado is I am going to add my onions. Now, I pre-cut my onions before I filmed because they make you cry. And so they're already cut, and they're cut quite fine, as you can see. Now, this is enough onion for both recipes. So for both the guacamole dip and the salsa dip I'm going to show you after. If you want, you can add as much onion as you like, but this is probably the right amount if you're not too keen on onions like me. This will do both. So you're just going to take some of that onion and you're going to pop it in there. The nice thing about these is they're an all-in-one. One bowl for all your ingredients. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our garlic, and with garlic what you want to do is you want to crush it. So the easiest way to, because I don't know if you can see there's skin on this garlic, so the easiest way to take the skin off is you get your knife and you place it down and you just bash it with the back of your hand, yeah, nice and hard, and the skin will peel off very, very easily, you see. There we go. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to clank that up. So we're just going to, and we want this quite fine because you don't want to be eating huge chunks of garlic. That's not very nice because this isn't going to be cooked, this dip. It's literally just what you see in the bowl all mixed together. So at this point it's quite important that you cut it quite fine. Oh, it smells lovely. I wish you could smell this right now. It smells lovely in here. Right, so what we're going to do is that is going to go straight into your bowl. The next step is to get your chilli. Now, I don't like a lot of chilies, a lot of heat with my chili. So what I do is I do what's called de-seeding. So to de-seed the chili, look, you can see there's loads of seeds in that chili. So to de-seed it, you cut the top off. You cut this in half. And then we just get, I do have a smaller knife, we just get rid of all the seeds from here. I'm just going to keep an eye on my wraps because they will cook incredibly quick. So if you can see now, they started to go nice and golden brown here. So what we might need to do is just to turn them over, just to crisp them on the other side. And just pop them in. They'll need another couple of minutes and they will be done. Okay, so we're going to de-seed our chili. Now, please, please, when you're doing anything with chilies or onions or anything like that, keep your hands away from your mouth because these will burn. They're spicy, so it'll burn. So don't touch your eyes or rub anything. So as soon as I cut this chili, and again, with this chili, you want it nice and fine because you don't want to be biting big chunks of chili in your dip. Because that, again, is a bit too spicy. You can put, with chilies, you can put as much or as little as you like. Now, I'm not a huge chili fan, so I'm just going to do with this little portion, and I'm going to keep going and going until this is all done. So we're just keeping on going. And we're going to pop that in the bowl. And we are nearly, very nearly done with this dip. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our coriander. And with the coriander, you can eat all of this. You can eat the stalks and everything. So you're just going to take this, and again, we're just going to cut it all up nice and nice and fine. I love coriander. It smells so nice and fresh. Oops. So we're just going to might be a little bit too much on the coriander front here, so we can use some of that for our dip later, our other dip. And lastly, we need the juice of a lime. Now, these are quite hard because they've been in the fridge. So what I tend to do is I take my hand and I roll it. And by rolling this, you break down all the fibres in the lime and you actually are able to juice it a lot easier. So we're going to cut it in half. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the lime, and I've got my hand here in case any seeds or pips fall out of the lime, and you're just going to add. Okay, so we're just going to squeeze the other half of this lime in. And again, this is very dependent. So we now have this all in here now, and we're going to mix it all around. And then you can add a little bit of salt or a little bit of pepper, whichever you choose, but only, you don't need a lot, because at this point you will test it to see how much you like in there. And then you'll just give it a little bit of a try just to check it, all the tastes and all the things are right for you. That is perfect. And that is your guacamole dip. We're now going to make our salsa dip. Our wraps, tortilla wraps are now at the oven. So they are ready to go and be plated up. So while they're cooling down, I'm going to show you how to do your salsa, which starts off with some tomatoes. It's very similar actually to your guacamole, except for your base is tomatoes. So we're going to cut up a couple of, and these are just salad tomatoes, these ones. You can actually peel your tomatoes if you want, but you don't have to. I quite like leaving the skins on mine. So we're going to, again, we're going to cut these up. And this is, again, I like chunky dips, so this is going to be quite chunky, but you can cut yours as fine as you like, or even, you can even blend if you want a smooth dip. You can put all this in a processor or a blender if you have one at home, and it'll do just fine. So I'm just going to put that in the bowl. And again, these are very quick and easy to do because they are one bowl for everything. So I'm just cutting a load of tomatoes. Do one more. So I'm going to do 3 tomatoes in mine, okay? You can do, actually, you can use as many tomatoes as you like in this, because to be honest, you can never have too many. Well, in my eyes, you can never have too many. So we're just going to add our chilies that we've cut up now into the bowl. And then as before, we're going to take some of our onion. And that is going to go in there as much or as little as you like. We're just going to stir this around like so. And again, at this point, you can add a little bit of salt and pepper if you wish. And that is your salsa dip. We're now going to go and plate it up. So we're just going to take some of this dip and pop it in a bowl like that. And then we're going to get a different spoon for the other dip. And we're just going to pop some of that in there. And it is quite chunky, as I say. You can blend this, but I like it chunky. So you've got some dips like that there. And then to finish off, this tray is still quite hot, so we're going to take it off as well. And we're just going to plate up. Some of these did catch a little bit, but that's okay because they're meant to be crispy. So we're just going to plate these up like so. And that is tortilla chips with guacamole and salsa dip. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I'll be back soon with another snack of mine that I enjoy. So bye for now.